You are listening to the Iconic Agent New Construction Marketing Podcast.
I'm Nathaniel Crawford.
And I'm Damon Green.
We've helped agents sell over $400 million in new construction since 2020.
And now we're here to skyrocket your sales. Let's build your real estate empire and create the life you deserve. In this episode, we give you some underground AI tips for marketing new construction and real estate. All right, so since we got the three of us here, which is a rarity that, well, you two live around the corner from each other, but I'm on the other coast. But since we got the three of us, I thought it'd be appropriate for us to give some super beneficial tips that anybody can use. It's a real estate agent that wants to sell new construction, or luxury, or create content around that. Simple AI tips. AI is a big thing now, and I think there's, I know you've got some genius level stuff. You know, I got some baby level stuff. He's got some genius level stuff that's like just simple tips that are like. So, Nate, give an AI nugget that you use and leverage, and then we'll just go down the line.
So probably one of the ones I use the most frequently now is I will ask AI to give me unique benefits for a specific avatar. So if I'm going to talk to a client who runs a family office and I have a new construction community I want to show them, hey, give me 10 tips that are unique benefits to new construction for a family office. Mm-hmm. What are 5 pain points of new construction for family offices, and what are the solutions to those pain points? So if they don't want to be overexposed to commercial real estate, getting into luxury residential could give them the same level of returns without the exposure to swings in a commercial retail space, stuff like that. So I use AI to sort of help me to think outside the box of what else haven't I thought of here. Because usually, you know, AI is only as good as the questions you ask or the stuff you put in. Yep. So give me 10 tips, 15 tips. And out of those 15, 6 of them might be foolishness. Yeah. But there's others in there that, hey,
there's
man.
Some nuggets.
Exactly.
Or some inspiration.
And then you can take that stuff and massage it into what you want. So I tend to use, at least from a content perspective in that way, I use it as an idea generator. Now, from an image perspective, I use for dope imagery when it comes to living rooms or dining rooms or bathrooms. If I have to show somebody that, I use Canva, some of the other AI tools to create awesome visualizations. Yeah. But from a scripting or meeting preparation standpoint, I'll use that. I also will take brochures and upload them to Claude and ask the same thing. So analyze this brochure, give me 20 tips, or give me 20 questions that a buyer from New York may have after reading this brochure.
That's dope.
We have a couple other, I ain't gonna put them out here because we talk about this, we're gonna charge off
behind closed doors.
We got other ones that we use to be able to say, hey, do X and give me questions that somebody would have after they did Y. And we can really get dope content ideas, but have really good conversations one-on-one with clients by addressing things that they didn't know they needed to know. So
dope. All right, so I'm gonna Jay-Z this one. I'm gonna just drop the mic. So one and done. Some of y'all hip hop fans will get what that reference meant. But the biggest question we get is prompting. Like what prompt? What's the perfect prompt? How do I create a prompt? There's 3 things I want you to consider. Actually 4. So the first thing to consider is AI is AI. AI is the expert. So let the expert be the expert. If you need a prompt, get AI to give you the prompt. So 3 things to recall or think about when prompting. 1, treat it like it's a 5-year-old. Tell it specifically what to do. Tell it what you want. Ask it questions, and then tell it to explain itself. So if you're looking for a prompt, and this ties in directly with what you talked about, avatar. If you want to create a prompt that's going to give you an avatar, and we use that heavy, and I'm not going to go into that here. We might do another episode we'll talk about this. But if you want to, let's say, create an avatar of your ideal client, go to whatever your favorite AI is. I use ChatGPT for this. Tell it, You're an AI, a generative AI expert, a prompting expert. I need you to create a prompt that will allow me to create an avatar. Then tell it to ask you questions for clarities. So give me, if you have any questions, ask me questions for clarity to give me the maximum output or optimal output, something along those lines. And then tell it, explain, before you give me the output, explain why you are putting that output before you put the output. So what'll happen, it'll say, okay, I need these for clarity, answer those questions. When you answer those questions, then it's going to take those questions and it's going to spit out what you told it to give it. But then it's going to explain it. And when it explains it, you're going to see gaps or things you didn't see. We're like, oh, yeah, go take that and add that to it, or take this away. And then boom, it'll give you the prompt. Now you've got a prompt. You didn't have to sit here for hours and like research and go to all these prompting tools. You're asking the expert AI to give you the prompt to give you the output. So then you take that prompt and you drop that into your favorite AI tool. Now you've got your prompt to create your avatar. Boom. Once you have that prompt, that's how you create all the prompts. I take articles I've written, and I've taken articles that I've written and said, hey, analyze this article, create me a symbolic image. This is ChatGPT. Create a symbolic image that represents this article, but I want it to have this angle. And I'll ask for a prompt for that. So it'll give me a couple different prompts, and I'll say, okay, it looks good, and I'll run it. And if it looks good, I'll take that image and I'll use that. But I'm using AI, so I don't want to think. That is one thing I think way too much. I overthink. So if I can limit the amount of thinking that I'm doing and let the AI do the thinking, I'm just going to ask it questions. And like they say, in order to improve your life, Tony Robbins does a lot of this, you have to ask better questions. Mm-hmm. Well, you're improving your life by not stressing over a prompt. You're asking the AI questions because the AI is going to ask you what it needs to give you what you want. That's the easiest way to create prompts that are powerful, and then take, like, for avatar prompt, you copy it, paste it, save it, and go back and just keep using that same prompt. And as you need to refine it, But that has been massively beneficial for me, not trying to figure out hours, like, do I say this and then add this, and I need to explain this. And nope. You ask me questions about you need to give me for what I asked for. Yeah. Boom. Mic drops.
Man, I don't know if I want to share mine. Everybody gonna know my secret.
Well, give me what you feel like, because we held some stuff back. Those were bars, but
yeah. No, I mean, I'll just lay it all out there. I'm a big fan of repurposing using AI. And so not just repurposing my stuff, but repurposing others. And when I say just any and everything, so if I'm browsing and I find a news article that someone has written and I was like, oh man, my audience or, the public needs to know that, I will copy and paste the whole thing into ChatGPT and have it write me an article based on this subject. If let's say I receive an email from a marketer or somebody and I'm like, dang, that was a really good email, I'll have it repurpose that. And when it comes to my repurposing, it's like, okay, boom, using this example I just gave, I have the article now. Now I have an email. Guess what? I'm going to tell it, okay, write me a video script based on that. Mm-hmm. Write me a reel based on that. Write me a caption based on that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to repurpose it, a blog article. I'm going to repurpose it in so many ways. And then if it's something like really good, I'm going to have it create me a resource. So something that now I can tell my audience or leads to download this free PDF or download this checklist based off of things in this article or in this blog post. And so I'm constantly just browsing the internet or on social media. I mean, we see stuff all the time that catches our eye, and if I see something that's getting a lot of engagement, that's a dead indicator to me that hey, this is something people are interested in.
That's the next level curation right there.
Yeah.
Yep,
And here we go. Now, okay, let me do my own version of it. And it does the same thing. It'll end up going viral, or it'll bring in a bunch of leads. And so I do a lot of repurposing.
Yes,
Dope.
that's a good one. That's a good one. I gotta have a conversation with you about this repurposing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things that I have found, we can sort of wrap it up after that, but is to sort of echo your point about repurposing, is I use it for stories. So like African proverbs or random stories that I'll hear. I say, well, hey, how can I tweak that story so it can be something else? Right? How do I take a story? So I just did one the other day where, I'm not going to tell you all the original one because I'm going to use that, but I'll tell you the real estate version. So there's a new agent in the luxury market. He's selling, to him, it's just regular real estate, right? So he's selling. Average price point is like $2 million, but he just got his license a couple weeks before. And he comes into the office and he says to one of the older real estate agents, hey man, I really want to get into the luxury market. And he's like, but this is what you're already selling, luxury real estate. And the younger agent looks at him and says, this ain't luxury, this is just real estate. And he walks away frustrated. The story that came from was being aware that luxury is relative. Like what you're in is what you're in, and a lot of people don't know what they're in. And if no one gives you the context of that, then so what do? We're coaching people to get them to understand what they're in. That didn't come from me. It sounds really good, but that was AI.
Yeah.
So but you say it right. So,
Yeah.
But the AI will tell you how to tell you all of that stuff. So repurposing African proverbs. The lion doesn't turn around when the little dog barks.
That's my favorite
You know,
one there.
the little kids who are hating on you because you're selling luxury real estate are people who probably sell foreclosures. Like, or they selling $35,000 something else's.
Trailers.
Yeah, and they just want the engagement. They're punching above their weight because they need the attention.
Yeah,
right?
haters don't hate up; they hate down.
So there's tons of ways that you can take things that are impactful, and whether they're proverbs, scriptures, lessons, all types of stuff, and leverage AI to say, well, hey, how can I take this and transform it into something that's relevant to real estate agents, luxury buyers, luxury sellers, children in real estate. I think that's ultimately going to be a really big market at some point in time, being able to explain luxury real estate to high school kids. That's the whole book, just getting them to understand that. Like generational wealth with generational jobs. Baby boomers have that problem right now with all these baby boomers that are dying, they're retiring, none of their kids want their businesses. Half the reason they don't want the business is because they don't know what the business does. They don't know how the business can help them do their business. That's an education thing. That's a repurposing some sort of narrative from somewhere else through ChatGPT to purpose it into, how do I tell my son that this laundromat can help him be a rapper? I don't know. Well, the laundromat can pay for your studio time, but if he don't see it that way, he's not going to want to fold these clothes. So just the randomness of that stuff. And those are, I'm oversimplifying for the sake of example, but AI allows us to take what seem like completely unrelated things and say, man, you get a really dope email about someone who has an underwater basket weaving class in Nairobi, but you know marketing, so you know the structure of that email is powerful. How do you take that and then relate it to real estate or to coaching or to travel, in South America, whatever? The AI can do that. How do you turn that into a private equity email? I know that's a really long piggyback on you, but I think there's power in repurposing when it comes to AI, especially when you're able to connect things that don't seem connectable.
Yeah, I've done it accidentally. I haven't done it normally. For some reason, I just feel the need to bang on these. Somebody in the background, like, just dropping bars and shit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be on the internet right there. That's just what you. That's gonna be. Damon.
But yeah, multi-talented here.
Damon's a meme now, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to the Iconic Agent New Construction Marketing Podcast for Realtors. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast player. Visit theiconicagent.com and grab the new construction buyer traction blueprint. And don't forget, join the 5,000 plus strong new construction marketing community at www.theiconicagent.com/community. Catch you on the next episode.